Welcome to Creativeverse, your home of innovation, creation, and inspiration. This is a beginner-friendly video, and it's an introduction to Adobe Photoshop, how to use Adobe Photoshop in graphic design. In the first video, we designed this together from start to finish. I walked you through all the process, from the background to shapes to events and dates to logos and this all. Today we're going to be designing this from start to finish, so let's dive straight into it. Before I continue, I want to say this is Creativeverse, your home of innovation, creation, and inspiration. We make videos like this, from video editing to graphic design, product design, 3D modeling and animation, and other multimedia skills, including digital marketing. So if you think this describes what you would want, I will advise that you should subscribe and turn on notification. Please do, because this is a way that we can feel encouraged to make more videos. Alright, and as it concerns all the assets you need for this video, from the pictures to the logos and all, there's a downloadable link in the description, and when you click it and zip up the file, you get access to this. And I advise you that you should do that so that you not be moving up and down trying to get assets and videos, or assets and icons and the rest. So without so much ado, let's dive straight into the video. Okay, so we're going to create a new document. So file, new. Of course, it's going to be Square Graphics 1000 by 1000. I love using 150 for RGB files. Of course, we have it there, RGB, and I think everything should remain the same. Make sure you're on pixels. Let's click create. All right, we have this. Okay, so there we have our canvas. Ctrl-0 for zoom extent. Now, of course, you should be used to how I teach already. So we're going to get all of this off so that we know what we're working on. Okay, let's move this a bit down. So the first we're going to do is to design our background. Okay, our BG. That is the guy there. Yes, if you look at this carefully, we have a layer, we have a gradient, and an image. So let's dive straight into it and let's see how we can go about this. So let's come back here. All right, so the first thing I will do is to add a gradient layer. So I'll come to this point here, click and go to my gradient, have that there. You see something like this. This is blue to empty, right? Blue to empty. So what we're going to do, we're going to double click here, and this will pop up, a window pop up. Now, let's understand what's happening so that we know what we're doing. So here it's a blue to an orange, right? A blue to an orange, and I think, and here this is the blue. We're using this blue, we're using this orange, so that makes our work easier. So let's copy this blue first, Ctrl-C, and let's head back here. That's here in particular. We're going to double click. We're going to click there, make sure it's the blue, click there. We can double click and click here, and we will paste our blue there. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is to bring in our orange. So copy this, Ctrl-C. First, this document is in the description below. You can download it, or you can just copy. You can just type F7780B and you're good to go. So I will double click and paste. All right. So if you look at this carefully, we are still having some issues. Here we're having the blue. Here looks kind of. Whenever you see this in Photoshop, this means transparency. So how do we solve that? So here this controls this, so we're going to double click that there, and of course the opacity is on 0. That means even if I've added my orange here, my orange is not showing, though I'm seeing a kind of orange there. So let's take it up to 100%. Okay, so we have this there. You can slide this, okay, bring it there, you can change that. Okay, so with this I think we're good to go. All right, so the next thing, we're going to drop the opacity to like I can't remember what I used, but okay, I think for this video let's just be that intentional. Okay, used I didn't drop it. Oh, okay, I placed the image at the top. Alright, so there are different ways. I wanted to place the image behind and reduce the opacity of this layer, but instead let's do it this way. So we're coming here. I think I use, let me check again, sorry. Okay, that image, a lady and a guy. Okay, let's see. That looks like that looks like this. If you okay, yeah, that looks like this. So I'll drag this in. I think I'm in the wrong place, so let's just drag this. I think I'm in the wrong place. Drag this in here, like so. So what we do, Control T, all right, and make sure you hold your Shift and Alt and drag. Yeah, I think that was what I did. Yeah, drag until you have what you want. I think I made a mistake there. Drag until you have what you want. Place it in place as you want. So I think we are moving in the right direction. We don't need this here. All right, and I use 5% for the layer there. So we're going to make this like 5%. Let's see what we've got. Okay, there. So if you observe, this is beginning to look like this, and then I will highlight all. I don't need this anymore, so I'll just move it to trash can. Move it there, and we're good to go. This is interesting. Let's leave that there for now. I think that would just look good. So highlight all, Ctrl G to group, and we're going to name this BG. All right, that's our background layer. So we're done with that. So we move on to the next group. Okay, so we're going on to speakers. All right, a lot of work is going to be done here, and I think you should pay a lot of attention. So first of all, we have to plan our layout. We have about, should we say, 7 squares, okay, or rectangles, depending. So we have to plan them out, and let's see how we can come about this. So coming here, I'll move to this place. I have my rectangle. I'm going to draw one. First of all, Ctrl 0 zoom extent. I'll draw something here. Of course, let's just make it white, random color for now. We will change this. So let's see if this will work. Of course, the rules of design. Of course, this is obviously too big. That's not an issue. So hold your shift, click this, hold your shift, click this. Move on to clicking that for horizontal alignment, then click this for distribution, and then I will click all of them again and Ctrl T. Okay, do that again. Click this, hold shift this, Ctrl T. Let's drag this down a bit to be sure what we want. I think this should do this. I'm holding shift and alt, don't forget. I think this should work. Okay, I'm still picturing how this will be, because the right top will be here and then a bigger frame will be there. So I think we are quite good to go. Make sure my layers panel is there, then hold alt again. Don't forget this and this are all clicked. I think I should repeat that. Okay, all of this, and then I will just drag this down a bit. Yeah, I think I'm heading in the right direction. So just to get in straight, I could just click all of them, Ctrl G. Let's call it a shape, so that everything we're doing here is going into that group. All right, so I think we just started, so let's get that rolling. So click this, hold shift. Now you can hold your control and you select one by one, or you click this, hold shift and click this and move it to place. I think I'm good with that. So let's see. Okay, so this is where the work starts. We're going to be bringing in this subject. All right, bringing the subject and doing what we know how to do best. So we begin with this lady, and let's see. All right, so we move on here, come here, and we drag this lady to our canvas, and we, okay, she's coming here, drop her there. There's something I didn't say before I started. Now, because we're going to be clip masking, So this lady should go into this, right? So I would advise that before you bring in any object, click the layer, because for clip mask to work, like putting that picture into this rectangle or square, if you permit me, it has to be on the layer. It has to have a consecutive, should I say, relationship or something. So I'll click this, bring her in, and she goes in there directly. I would hold my shift and alt to create a remaining perspective and drag it there. Okay, so we're gonna be having this now. So right now, this is the work. So within Photoshop, we have an AI, should I use that word, that does the selection for us. So normally I'm supposed to use my pen tool and begin to click and click and click and so on and so forth, but there's a faster way to get this sorted. So we're going to our any of this could serve, because we are going to be using the select subject here. So we're going to click select subjects. Don't forget this layer is selected, and let's leave Photoshop to do its thing. It might waste some time. All right, so it's done. We got to be careful here, so let me move this here in place. I think my software is misbehaving, so let's say, to be sure, I think there needs to be, I need to clean up some things here. So to get this running, okay, so now I'm here. I'm going to click my select and mask, and I'm going to click, in case we have different view modes here, overlay and black. Maybe I will use this for now. All right, so I'm going to click this button. I think that should be okay. Anyways, just click the second button, and we're going to do something like this. Now what does this do? What it does is that, okay, now I'm trying to get the details of the hair, right? The details of the lady's hair, and let's click enter, and I think I'm going to manage this now. So I'm going to click layer mask. I love using that a lot. So layer mask, and we have this there. So let's see what we're working with, and we can drop her there. And of course, we're not going to be using the manual method. We want her to. All right, so if you look at this carefully, it's kind of not what we want yet. So very easy. Now this is where it gets tricky. So we were going to we want to get rid of this layer mask, and so getting rid of it is, of course, we're not going to right click and maybe disable. Of course, that's not what we want. So moving back, so we're going to duplicate this layer, because if you hit your Ctrl E, it won't get rid of it. So we just duplicate, hold that Ctrl and click. So with this, now when you hit your Ctrl E, it becomes one. Does that make sense? Then we'll duplicate again. Now look at what we're trying to do, what we're trying to achieve. I don't think we cleaned it up enough, but I think that will be enough for this tutorial. So I feel for those of you who are working, you could just be more intentional with our hair and stuff like that, and you should get good feedback. Or probably using the pen tool and doing some stuff could work, but since it's a beginner friendly video, let's not go into much detail that would bore you. All right, so now I have two of this layer, right? Now let me show you what I'm about to do. I'm like trying to, let me drag this out. I'm trying to like get my, let's say, my eraser, reduce the brush size. You could come here and reduce the size if you want, but I prefer using my square brackets. So just now we're trying to achieve something like this, right? Which of course is not natural enough. So the way we do this is that we okay, let me do this first. Let me move the trash can, and okay, so the way we do this is by duplicate this, Ctrl J. All right, we will clip this that is on top. Now let me show you what I'm doing now. Now this is clipped already, right? So this is clipped already. So when I put on this now, it's overshooting, right? So when I then use my eraser brush tool and I clean up. Now let's see what is happening. What is happening in essence is that, okay, we have this, right? Turn this off, we have this. So right now, putting them together, we're now having this. This is what I'm looking for. Does that make sense? So just to be detailed enough, I would just to be sure of her name, okay, Jane. So we just make sure we group this together, this. Don't worry, you get the hang of it when I do for others, right? Control G, I'll call this Jane. If you want to be good at when it comes to selection, you could check out some videos as it concerns selection. And I think I did the wrong. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this, and this. So we have Ctrl G, and we'll call this Jane. All right, so we're done with that. The next thing is this young man here, and his name is Robert. So let's see, we're going to bring him in. We'll do the same thing for him too. We drag, we bring him into Photoshop. Don't think I missed something there. As I said, click this so that whatever you bring in will come on top of this layer, as you can see. So whatever I bring in, since this is highlighted, will come on top, and I think it's a faster way to work. So let's just move on. Let's bring him in. Yeah, so he's up there, and we're going to hold the Shift and Alt and drag, place him in place. Of course, we're going to use our favorite tool, come there, I think here, right? Am I correct? Whichever, just click that button once you see it. Allow the AI do its thing. Alright, the AI is done. Let's zoom in and see. Okay, I think it did quite a good job. Of course, we go to our layer mask, and we try placing him in place. We will not do any other corrections here. So this will be okay. So I think I'm okay with that. I could leave this like this, but just to be sure what we want, I will just to do it there. Control J to duplicate, mask this. No need for this. I think it's clean enough, but we just group. Okay, Control G and name it Roberts. I think that is that. So getting there little by little. So the next thing we're going to do is to bring in this lady, this beautiful lady. I would not want to bring her. Let's use someone else. Let's say, okay, let's bring her in. Let's just be that intentional. Okay, so we're bringing her in because she's that big. Hold my Shift and Alt as usual, dragging like so. I don't think I clicked that layer. You can see what I was saying. This layer is high up there, so we just rearrange it there, bring her in. I think here her hair. Let's see what we could do. Let's use our AI first. There's a manual way to get this done, but I think this will be best for beginners. Let's leave it to do its thing. Alright, so it's done. Before I continue, I'm going to save this work to be on the server side. Okay, so I'll just go to File, Save As. It's saving it to my desktop, Adobe Photoshop, so I think it's cool. I'll name it Second. Okay, I have a folder named Second Practical, so let me call it Second Practicals Working, something like that. I'll click Save. So it has done this thing, because I think you should do that, because sometimes this could just crash. So it has done this thing, and not so clean enough, but let's say we decide to do some cleanup on this. Okay, so this is what we're having, right? We'll come to this tool. Yeah, refine edge brush. So that's what it does. So the way this brush is used is like you paint from the inside, so it will detect what is on the inside, which is the hair, and it will sample that and try to pick any other thing that looks like the hair outside. So let's say I paint into the spot. paint into this part, I paint into this part, and paint into this part, paint into this part, paint into this part. So let's see, and down there. So it just does this thing. It might not still be that perfect, but I hope you get the idea. So let's check it out using all the, wow, I think it did a good job. Let's see. So okay, I use my enter button most of the times. Let's manage this for now. So with this, I'm going to click my layer mask. Okay, not the best, but of course we're trying to manage time too. So we're using this now. As usual, I'll duplicate this, Ctrl J, and then I will click both, Ctrl E. Alright, so I'm having one layer now. Let's just manage her like this for now. Then Ctrl J again, and we'll, first of all, before I do this, I think I don't like what we did here. I think we did something that are not good enough. I think we're painting again and again. What should we do now? Let me undo kind of. Okay, I think what I would do is another thing is I have a layer mask here, right? So I could just paint that off. So let me see if I could use alright, let's see what we could do here. I think it's something we could bring that in. Yeah, make it small enough. Let me see if this will work. If it doesn't, we'll find other options. Okay, I could just, you can see, right? I don't know, can you observe that? I'm trying to clean up some of this. Okay, so I can clean that up. Now the way the layer mask works is that when you mask white, reveals black hides. So I'm now painting my black. That means I'm trying to hide some of these imperfections here. Okay, so there are others, should I say, precise way of doing this thing, but I think this should serve for the purpose of this video. Okay, so let's bring her out a bit and let's do some cleanups. I'm using my backspace to clean up all those errors there, the imperfections there. I don't need this, I don't need that, and okay, I think it's getting better anyways. It's getting better. So that is that anyways. So you get the idea. So probably we might have a class to explain how this is done more. I think the pictures are pixelated. I think it's my screen. Okay, so for now, I hope you get the idea. So it's a beginner friendly video, so let's just move her to how we want her to look like. Ctrl T again, let's drag her out a bit. I would love her to be bold inside the circle. Okay, I think I made a mistake. And drag her out a bit, bring her there. I think that should work for me. Use my arrow key and drag her in perspective. Sorry if I'm too fast, just bear with me. You can slow down the video if you're watching YouTube or even maybe somewhere else. So let's see. So we have this now. So Ctrl J as usual, hold my control, click. Then Ctrl E to merge. So it's merged already. So now that it's merged, I'll do a Ctrl J again. I'll clip mask this, clip mask. Okay, then click there and take my eraser tool, shortcut is E. Just in case I'm not explaining some of those things, check here, you'll see what I'm doing, and so you get the idea. So let's rush up a bit. Next we are going to be having this lady, this beautiful lady here. So let's move on. I think she's somewhere here. Okay, so let's bring her in. So I'm going to be repeating these things again and again, just that for some pictures you need to becomes tricky, you need to be more intentional about that, but I think the goal is for you to get the idea, and we'll move on. Okay, so before I continue, I'm going to first of all group this lady. What's her name here? I think her name is Anne. So let's see. So we're going to click her, click, Ctrl G, and name her Anne. So I feel being doing your work in an orderly manner like this would make a lot of sense. So you have your shapes layer that can be used there. So let's bring this here. Just coming in here, we have him up in there to move her up there. So of course we use a favorite tool, which is this here. Am I correct? Yep. Select subject. So let's see what it do. So let's wait for the AI to do its thing, and so the AI is done. And please make sure you what is the word? Save your work. Ctrl S. Hit the Ctrl S button time to time. So we have this now. So what next? I think this is not so bad. I think let's go. Let's hit the layer mask. Let's make her smaller. I think, of course, she's going in there. Why did you make a mistake? Hold your Shift and Alt. Sorry, Shift and Alt. Hope I'm not making a mistake. Okay, so drag her there. I think this should work. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Ctrl J, hold Ctrl, Ctrl E to merge, Ctrl J again. Click this, create clipping mask, and come here, merge. I'm using the shortcut E, of course, and let's increase the size a bit and clean up. Yeah, clean up, and I believe we have something good. Okay, so we are getting there little by little, and her name is Jennifer. Alright, so click. I think my graphics right now is poor. It's because when I export, it's going to be better than this. All these pictures were downloaded from pexels.com, so I feel their resolution is high enough, but things happen anyways. Okay, before we continue, I'm going to let's say, yeah, I'm going to lock my background layer. Okay, the group there. So let's move on to the next thing. We're going to be having this man, and we have him here. Okay, let's bring him in, drag into, okay, here, right, drag him in, keep him there. Okay, so let's zoom in, let's hold a Shift and Alt, drag in. I think I'm making a mistake. I'm not clicking the layer I have interest in first, so that's why the spacing is there, which is not supposed to be. So I'll just come here, drag him there, bring him up there. Of course, let's do our thing and wait. Okay, click that, wait for the AI to do its thing. All right, the AI is done, and I think the selection is okay. We're looking for faster route, right? So let's just move on. Ctrl S to save you a lot. Sometimes Photoshop will just close. Use that. Let's bring it in place. I love this to be smaller, of course, because it just, I think I'm okay with this there. So what next? Ctrl J, click, Ctrl E, merge, Ctrl J again, click, create clipping mask, and take my brush tool, eraser, which is here, and clean up. Hope you get the idea. So lastly, we're moving on to this, where we're going to have this lady. I think I love that picture. I love how she looks. So let's bring this in. Okay, we're bringing it in here. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Of course, the suit is going to be big like this. We drag in, bring it into perspective. We check, make sure she goes on top of this. So we're going to swap this too. Okay, let's just use our AI, let it do its thing, and then we click this here. Okay, it's doing its thing now. All right, the AI is done. I think the selection is pretty cool. So we just hit the here, the button there. I think we're not missing anything, I believe so. Okay, so we're going to, I made the mistake somewhere. I think it's cool, just a bit overshooting there. Okay, I'm using my arrow keys, and I think that is cool enough. Right, we click that, and so what next? We duplicate her, Ctrl J, we merge, hold Ctrl click, Ctrl E to merge, then Ctrl J again, then we right click this and we create clipping mask. Always hit your Ctrl S, and then we move up there, get a brush tool, B for the brush tool, and sorry, not the brush tool, actually your merge, E for your merge, sorry, E for your eraser, sorry. So we just clean that up, and yeah, pretty cool. And I think we have something to clean up here. I forgot to clean this part of the man, so back to my eraser tool there and clean that up. So I think this is it, and Ctrl 0 to zoom extend, Ctrl S again. And I think we're making the needed progress thus far. Let's turn this up now. Okay, so let's have this and draw this man, and let's finish that up. So we're going to have another box, right click, okay. I don't know how big this should be, but I think I'm okay with this. All right, I'm okay with this for now. Let's keep it like so. We have this man here. Where is he? Okay, there's a man here. We're bringing him in, and he's going there straight up. Of course, as usual, we're gonna. Okay, let me do this the right way now. I think I've been messing up. So I'm going to click this. That is a rule. Click this first, so that once you bring anything, it goes on top of this layer. So I'll bring in that man. Put him there. Okay, so gonna excuse me please. Okay, so that is that. We'll allow the AI do its thing, and let's wait for a while. Alright, the AI is done. Let's zoom in and see what we've got. Okay, so let's just apply a layer mask straight up. Okay, I would love to maybe Ctrl T, resize this a bit. I think I would love him to be that big. Depends. I think I'm okay with this size. So what will I do next? Ctrl J to duplicate. Click. Holding my Ctrl E to merge, Ctrl J again, right click and create clipping mask. Take this here, get my brush, which is my eraser tool, and clean up. Okay, so finally, before we take a break here, I think we've spent over 30 minutes already. So if you observe this critically, okay, before we continue, her name is Deborah, so let's make sure they're all named rightly. Hold Ctrl G. Let's call her Deborah so that we know what we're doing. His name is what do we use again? Sorry, Jane? No, it can't be Jane. Let's use Victor. That will work better. So Victor, yeah. So let's say it's in Victor. So we'll click this. Sorry. We'll click this right. We'll click this. We'll click this. We'll click this. Ctrl G. Sorry. We'll call him Victor. So the idea is that we're going to be having. Are we mixing some things here? Okay, we're having this man whose name is Samuel. Okay, so let's see. Click. We have Ctrl G. His name is Samuel. So yeah, we're having. Okay, let's clean this up first. E for merge, and let's clean that up. We get the idea. All right, so we have Deborah. Okay, so we have Okay, we're not done yet. Am I correct? Alright, so here we have a background layer. We have Jane, Roberts, and Jennifer, Samuel, and Victor, and I would love to say Victor. Let me say Victor moderator, so that I can. Alright, so let's finalize this. If you observe, we're having blue, orange, blue, then orange, blue, orange. So it's just very simple. So we can we have many options to use here. We can just go to your button here, double click, and let's sample either this blue, or you come here and copy this blue, whichever one works for you. So let's do that for the blue first. You can pick that blue there, and that we're good to go. Then here it's supposed to be orange. I can pick that orange there. Let me be precise, quite precise. Ctrl V. I think that will work better for me. And what else did I do? Okay, white stroke. Okay. So I think, so if you observe, we're quite messy with this. We're supposed to do some fine tuning. We will later anyways. Let's just keep moving. I'm not okay with what we have here actually. I think we fumbled kind of, but let's see. We'll come back to touch this up. I don't want to go much into some details yet, but let's just see how it goes. So double click, okay, have this there, here, double click, you have blue there, here, come here, double click, and we have this there, I believe. Then finally we have to put in a stroke. So let's use, I forgot this actually, so stroke of white, and we're using 2 for now. So let's use 2. How does 2 looks? Okay, we're having an issue there, so make sure it's on this. When you're having this issue, come here, click this, and what else should we do then? I think 3 should work. Let's see how it looks. Okay, 3 should work. So click the shape, click this here, come here, choose your white, and 3 there. Correct this 2. Oh, much work to do actually. So same thing here. Okay, I think we're moving in the right direction. White, right? And 3. And wow, quite a lot to do. Click the white and 3. Yep, I think we're almost done. Click here and click the white. We have 3 there. Then we're going to correct this with that. So I think we are good to go. Now I love this with white. Click there. I'm so fast because I think I've done this already. Okay, white, then I think that was all white. Okay. So we are there already. For this lady, okay, I think, give me a second, please. Give me a second. Alright, welcome back. I had to replace that lady with another image. I just want to keep this video quite simple because I don't want to bring in some details. So let's use pictures that the AI could work with. So let me just finish up with this man, and okay, bring this man down. I think what image is that? So I don't need that anymore. Take it to trash can. Let me just finish up with this image here, and I think just move up there, get to my eraser tool, I think I'm having issues. Okay, I have no clip mask here. Let's see. I should clip mask first. Right click, create clipping mask. Then yeah, I think that's that. So now click up here too. It depends. Okay, I could leave it like this. I think I prefer it this way instead of cleaning up here. Wow, what do you think? I prefer it this way. I think it adds some realism, and I think at this point we are good to go. So presently we've designed, as you can see here, our background and speakers. So we're moving on to the next phase, which is our write-up. Right, so let's activate this. We have Jane Stevens, so we just come in, type Jane Stevens. Okay, so what next? I think I'm okay with the size. I'm using 10. I think it's fine. And then we'll need this triangle. So go to polygon, put in 3 there, and let's see what we've got. So we're gonna hold Control. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. So next we're going to do is Control T. We're going to rotate this, hold my Control so that it will snap to certain angles. I think I'm good to go. Let me zoom in a bit. I don't need a stroke, so let me put it off. Okay, so what next? Control T. Let's see what we've got. So this is gonna be somewhere there, like so. Okay, then I'm going to use a fast means for this. I think I'm okay with this, right? So I'm going to click this, and check first. Okay, Jane Stevens. Okay, Robert Scott. So click this. Alright, then I'm going to hold my Alt, drag, keep this there, hold my Alt again and drag, keep this there. Then something I would love to do is to click them one by one and make sure that they are all aligned vertically. So we have this now, so let's just correct this. And okay, Jane Robert Scott, so let's move in straight. Robert Scott. Okay, and yeah, I changed her name and David, so let's say something like Daniel David. I changed the lady, Daniel David. Okay, I think Daniel David. So the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, so I'm going to just click this. So you can see, okay, hold Shift again. Don't forget we are holding Shift. So they're all selected, and of course I can move them all around. So I'm going to duplicate all of them. Hold my Alt, drag this down. Okay, I think it's a faster way to work so that we can manage time. Okay, I think we still have the space to spare. I could move this a bit up there. I think this should go up a bit. You can see snapping, so it's snapping to the edges. Move it up a bit. I think this is fine. I think my triangle is too big, but I think it's manageable this way. So we'll click this, and if we double click, okay, we have the option there. So let's choose just to be on the safer side, we use orange down here. So it's nothing difficult, I believe. Double click, choose orange. Okay, click this, double click, choose orange. I think we are almost there. And what I could do, which I don't want to do, is to make this blue instead. Let's see how it should look. Okay, so that is more like it's matching this. Okay, so that, of course, here is orange, here is orange, so something of that nature should work. Sorry. So yeah, something like this, I don't know. Yes. Okay, so what next? We are going to click this. I think this is too big because negative spacing is very important in design. And I have other things. I'm going to, okay, Daniel David. Okay, I've not changed the names yet. So we have Jennifer Caleb. Click there. Jennifer. We have Caleb. What else? We have Samuel Victor. think our write-up is too small. It's too big rather, but let's see. Some Victor. And what's the next thing? We're going to be having Deborah Steven. Okay. Deborah. I think to be on the safer side, it's good for you to be sure what you want before duplicating, because now correcting this will be quite tasky. But let's see. Maybe we can just select this through this. I believe it's possible. Let's see, 10, make it 9, and sorry, let's make it 9, and let's see what we have there. Okay, I think 9 will do. That's okay. So the next thing, I'm going to click this, hold my shift and drag. Okay, just bring this here, click this, bring that there, just to create this effect. All right, so we are going to be playing around with a lot of stuff here, but it's just for you to get the idea and Victor Steven, okay, and be creative. Okay, so right now I'm teaching you more of my technique. Okay, so you can just learn them and see how you can apply it. Victor Steven. So we have this now. Okay, so what next? I'm going to duplicate this, bring it up here, right, Ctrl T, right click, flip horizontal. I have that there. Click, make sure it's vertically aligned, take it up a bit, and I think we're good to go. So we have on this now. I think that was a fast one. So what else do we have to add to this? We have this write-up and this write-up moderator, so business and entrepreneurship. So let's just click this, bring it up. Okay, I hope you know what I'm doing right. Let me repeat that again. Click, hold Alt. Okay, there are different ways to duplicate. Use the type that works for you. Business, correct, and come on, check it out. That's a second place. We have business and entrepreneurship. Okay, let's see. Okay, before I start, let me just start. Click this, right? Of course, we want this to be like around maybe 14. So we have business and entrepreneurship. I think that should work. Probably 16 will do. I don't know. Of course, we're trying to get this here. So now that we have this, what I can do is click it, Ctrl T, hold my shift for it to rotate in space. Of course, it's too big. Bring it down to like 14.5. Okay, get that first. Bring it down to 14.5. Hit enter. And then I have something like this. Alright, since my background layer is locked, I could just highlight all of this and let's see, and move it to the side there. I hope this will work anyways. So I just want a breathing space there. Okay, yeah, I think that should work. Then maybe I could get a box and zoom in a bit, holding Alt and my middle and scrolling the middle mouse button there. I think I'm having some issues. Okay, make it white. I don't need stroke, so get that off. So of course, Ctrl T, and let's do some resizing there. I think that should be it for now. So Ctrl S. So let's see. So let's drag this in and let's keep it in place. Ctrl 0. So we're not having this. Okay, hope you get the idea. Hope I've not made any mistake yet. I think I'm still good to go. So the next thing is this. I think I would reduce the size of this a bit. I'll reduce the size a bit, and let's see, Ctrl T. Yeah, because so that I can have a breathing space for my write-up, or probably reduce everything here a bit. Ctrl T. That's a good thing. Yeah, so that could be breathing space. Bring this down a bit, and okay, let's see, and I think that should work. So for this, I will drop this to 14 probably. Okay, things working well, and I'll bring this down a bit. Zoom in like so. Ctrl T, and I might have to just tweak this a bit. Let's see, Ctrl T. Let's scroll up, bring this so it could snap with it there. You saw it snapping, right? So that could help you. And if yours is not snapping, turn on Smart Guides. Ctrl S. Go to I think View. Smart Guides, Smart Guides, Smart Guides. Right, go to Show Smart Guides and turn it on, and you're good to go. So for this part where we're going to be having a moderator with that, I'm going to just click this. I think the size of the write-up, I wanted a breathing space. Anyways, duplicate this, bring it there. Right, moderator. Of course, we're going to reduce the size a bit. Let's use something like 13. Let's keep it there. And for this too, I'm gonna use like 13. Yeah, I think it's better this way, and probably I might just duplicate this and keep there. I don't know. Zoom in a bit. Ctrl T. Drag that up. So there's no right or wrong. I'm just trying to make sure I follow the rules of design. I think it's breathing more. It's kind of better. I'd love to shift this up there. Don't forget my background layer is hope of not okay. My background layer is locked, so I won't be having issues. So I have that there. Then maybe move this up a bit. Okay, so that is that for that. I think I'm having issues here. Okay, I think I'm having some issues here. Okay, I think I'm doing some things that are wrong here. Let's move this up a bit. Okay, so what I did was I highlighted the clip mask and that is on top there. Okay, so I think I like what I'm saying now. So I feel we're done with this layer called write-up probably. So we're going to come here and move to the top, click that, come down, click that, right, Ctrl G. Okay, okay, let's see again. Okay, let's see. I think it came, okay, I think it's from here. All right, from here. Don't forget the new layer we're trying to clip. So I'll like Ctrl G, yeah, I'll call it write up. Yes, something like this. I'm just giving the name. There's no right or wrong. So okay, so let's do this. We have our background layer, speakers, and then we have the write up. So the next big thing we're going to do is, okay, we're going to get this up and running, this and this. So I think I'll do this probably simultaneously. Sponsors, I'm going to draw this and draw this too. So I'm going to, let's say, draw this. I like using a normal rectangle. You could use a rounded rectangle if you want. Bring it down a bit, duplicate this, drag using, okay, take this up a bit, bring this down, and let's have something like this to play around with. Then I will come here to my properties panel. I will on link. If you don't have a properties panel, go to Windows, find your properties panel there. So I'm going to on link, so that, because if I link them, watch this, when I link, if I change a value, say this to 20, it will, let's see, change it to 20, it will affect the round corner. So I want it to affect just a corner. That's what this is for. So I'm going to click here and let's say do 30. I think I'm having issues here. Do 30, maybe 50 thereabouts, and I'm good to go. Alright, so for this guy, I'm doing 52 on link, 50, and I'm good to go. Yeah. So one thing I might do, I might take this up a bit to highlight all and move them up like so, so that there could be a breathing room there. Alright, so let's just get the skeleton. Let's flesh this up. We have this, and this. So let's see how we can come about this. So we could just draw a rectangle still here. Draw one small like so. For this, we're going to unlink rather, and plug in a values 30. I think that's much. Let's share it 15. And here is gonna be 15. I think that should be good enough. Okay, let's see. Let's do something more. Let's do 20 and see. 20. We have that. So next thing I'm going to duplicate this, hold my Alt, duplicate, Ctrl T, I'm going to right click and flip horizontal. So with this now, I could shift this closer, click, and yeah, centralize, Ctrl T, and drag this in. Sorry, I think I'm having an issue there. Okay, should be, yeah, I should Ctrl T of one of these and drag it in. So we get the idea now. So I'm trying to create this effect here, and because I feel we already know what we're doing. So Ctrl T, drag this over if I want, and I'll try to put in 20 here too. 20, and I'm good to go. So I think everything is coming to life now. So let's move straight up there. I feel, let's see, Ctrl 0. Can we work with this? Okay, I didn't move this earlier. Oh wow, I didn't move this earlier. So click. I'm holding my shift, don't forget. And yeah, that should fly that way. So with this, we are good to go. Make sure this is white. Click there, make it white. Click there, make it white. And I think for this to white, we have white here too. So click here, make it white. Click here too, make it white. Here too, make it white. And we are almost there actually. Let's plunge in this right up. So to be on the safer side, let's understand how this works. So we're having this called sponsors and this called date and time. So we'll click this, and probably this, right? Ctrl G and call it date and time. Okay, let's correct this again. Date and time. Okay, the only thing is it should be in its own group. So it should be alone because we have the right top layer. Okay, so we're having this, then date and time. Yeah, makes sense. Well, we having this and this. I think I used Word actually For this, we're having sponsors. Okay, so let's call them sponsors, Ctrl G, so that we could understand what we are doing together. All right, so I think this makes sense. So for date to time, which is this, we'll click into that group so that wherever we're going to apply will be in that group. I think I made a mistake here too. Here. I would, yeah, so that should fly, and maybe push them a bit upward like so. All right, so I think we are getting there. So click this, of course, click this. So we're going to be having 23rd August 2025. Click there. We'll have a 23rd. Okay, make sure it's white or blue per se. Pick that color. Yes, and we are good to go. 23rd August 2025, and I think I'm going to use probably bold and increase the size to like 10. Let's see what we've got here now. Let me just bolden this a bit. I think I'm having some issues with my system presently, but let's just move on. So we have that there, 9 a.m. Okay, and James Event Center, Johannesburg, South Africa. So we're going to just push this here, move this there. All right, so we have James Event. I can just copy this actually, no need. So Ctrl C, we having that there, Ctrl V. Okay, so let's see how fast we could be. Then in this case, we're going to make sure we're using the brand color, which is this blue here. There might have been some errors by virtue of moving this up and down, but I feel you have the idea there. So we're having 9 a.m. so you get the idea now. So we have 9. Okay, then AM, Ctrl Enter, and let's see. Okay, just correct this. 9 a.m. and we are good to go. So let's put this there. So as you can see, we're getting to finishing this very soon. Okay, so just click this, and yeah. Okay, so we just keep building. So we have powered by and sponsors. All right, so we're going to maybe duplicate this. We're going to the sponsor group. Okay, in sponsor group now, we're going to have powered by. All right, so we're going to keep this. I think we're going to use black for that. Move, click. We're going to have here. We're going to have black there. We're going to go. Click that there, and I think we're going to use probably regular. If you ask me, I think this should be regular too. If you ask me. This should be regular too. If you ask me, this too should be regular. All right, so we're going to have a line there. So we have many options, right? Well, let's use our basic line tool. Come here, hold our shift, and drag. Okay, I better get the idea now. Let me do that again. Okay, let me increase this if need be. Let's see what we have. If that doesn't work, we might just use the box. Sorry, we might just use the box and. All right, let's use the box then. Okay, so let's see. Just draw something very slim like so, and still having the same issue. What could be the problem then? Probably the hierarchy. Let me try that again and see. So we're going to draw something like this, like so, very thin. I think this should work now. Oh really? Oh, now I get it's been drawing, just that it's white. Okay, good to know. So I'm just going to choose black, and that means we're having so much of this then. And that means the line actually worked. Okay. So I think for now, okay, makes sense. So Control 0. What did I use for this actually? Where's my character panel? Okay, let's just get this out first. Roboto, right? And I'm going to duplicate this here and write sponsored by, am I correct? And then we could drag this in, Ctrl T to this and drag it out a bit. So I think we might have to shape this up a bit. What of the line? Probably have overshot. Okay, let me draw the line again. Let's see. We should draw something like this. Make it very thin. That's cool. And yeah, black is what we're using. Maybe zoom in, click this again, Ctrl T, and zoom in again. Let's have all right, so we have this there. Then we hold our Alt. To be on the safer side, we just click this, all right, and it's locked. Okay, it's locked, so we could just select. So we're sure that this has been selected. We hold our Alt and drag up there. Here, then another thing we could do is for this we could just move it there, so that when we're bringing this down, it goes straight to where we want it to be, which is like so. We'll then resize, so we'll go into resize. Let's say so you can go into resize. Okay, so I can just drag this to where I want it to be. There are different ways. I'm just trying to make sure I don't get off the radar. So I could just click this and lock it to, so to say, so that I will not select it by error. So I'm now having this, and so something like that could work basically. All right, so next we're going to, I think we've done the needful. Sponsored by, powered by. Okay, I think it's powered by should go into this layer, and sponsored by should go into these two. So we're going to be having this there, and yeah, so we're good to go. All right, so let's move to the next thing. I think the next thing should be, okay, yeah, bringing in this, right? Good. So we have Facebook, Microsoft here, so we're going to, I think this, okay, yeah, Facebook, Microsoft. Let's check. We're here, right? Icons. So we have Facebook, Microsoft, and I think this. So bring it in. Yeah, we're supposed to be here. Yep. Okay, so we just hit it there, Ctrl T, we resize, hold our Alt, Shift. I believe you're used to how I work already. Yeah, so we just make it so small, and we hit OK there, Ctrl T. Okay, and yeah, Ctrl T. Get that, make it so small again. Bring it down there, and you're good to go. Ctrl T. Okay, so I think this is what you do basically. So we'll zoom in there so that we know what we're doing and make sure it's quite small. Of course, the rules of design got to be followed here. So let's say click this, Ctrl T, make it quite small there. Here I think I'm okay with that. Ctrl T2. Okay, make it quite small too. I think I'm okay with that. Then drop this here, drop this here, then maybe this could come in. But Ctrl T2, make it small enough, and that could go in there. So Ctrl 0 for zoom extent, and I think I'm having that. We're going to still do some restructuring, but you get the idea. Yeah, you get the idea. So what next? This should go into sponsors, right? So we click this, and move them into sponsors there. Good. So that's good. Turn them off and on. Next thing should bring in Samsung, Adidas, Apple, LG. So we have Samsung, Adidas, this. I think that's all. Probably the Apple. Bring them in here. Bring them in here. I think they should all go to sponsors. I feel so. Am I correct? Should all go to sponsors. Sponsors still, and yeah, sponsors. Yeah, so that will make our work easier for us. So yeah, so Ctrl T. You're going to be doing this majority of the time, but make sure you hold your Ctrl and Alt. I think I brought it to the wrong place actually. So let's do that again. Okay, I'm supposed to bring that here. So to get this straight, move to sponsors, click one of the layers, and let's repeat that again. Yeah, I think we're good to go now. Let's hit my control, keep hitting, and yeah, so everything is in sponsors. All right, makes sense. So Ctrl T, resize. Yeah, I was intentional about this because this we expose it to a lot, kind of. So keep it there. Move on to the next. Ctrl T. Do that again. Let's see. It's so small. Okay. So make it so small, and we keep it there. Sorry, I think I'm having some errors here. Okay, I'm still good to go. Make it so small. Let's just finish up with making them so small first, and let's see what we've got. Make it so small, and yeah, we're good to go. Okay. Make it that small and bring it there. It's too small, and keep it there. Ctrl S. Do that time to time. Repeat the same process, and bring it down there. Make it quite very small. We have that. Ctrl T again, and make it small. Bring it down there. Okay, so I feel this should be longer. Don't you think so? Because we're going to be arranging this, and we might need more space. So first and first, I would click all of this, move them up quite. Okay, I think I must have made a mistake there. Okay, let's just keep on first. So let's zoom in. We could still make it quite small enough, and okay, let's see what we've got. Keep it there. Okay, bring this here. Ctrl T. Make it quite small. Sorry, move it there. Okay. Bring this in. Ctrl T. I hope you get the idea, right? You just got to be patient. You got to get the job done and make sure you don't Ctrl T. Make it quite small too. Let's use this for now. Maybe this big. Then finally should be Adidas, and let's keep it there, Ctrl 0. Okay, so you get the idea, right? So the good thing is that we have it all in our sponsors. So let's see what we got now. Yeah, background, speakers, the write-up, the date and time, and finally this. Okay, we are almost there. So I think the next thing is, let's see, the next thing is the theme. If I'm correct, the theme, and then the logo. We are almost done. Wow, we're almost done. So we have the theme, we have the logo. So I think, let me bring in the theme, just Business and Entrepreneur Tech Festival. So I'm going to just click my T, click there, and make it quite big to like I don't know, 15. Let's do 20 and see. So we have business and I don't know. Let me check again, please. So we have Business and Entrepreneur Tech Festival. So it's business. We enter and Entrepreneurial Tech Festival. So I think they were all in uppercase, so I'll click this. I think I used a different font. Let's check again. I think I used Anton. Yeah, I thought as much. This design is becoming too busy. A lot's going to get smaller here. We're going to do a lot later on. Of course, it happens. So let's first of all move to our Anton there. Okay, make it, this has to become smaller to like bigger, I think to like 30 thereabouts. Let's say 25. I think I use white here. Okay, so let's see, all white. Click this, and we have a white there. So the work is coming in now. So let's say we're going to highlight all of this. Let's see, Ctrl T, and make them smaller like so. I think that will help us more. Take it up a bit here, and that means okay, that means there'll be breathing room here. Also, this could go up a bit too. Okay, I need to be careful here actually. Okay, take it up a bit. So yeah, so there's breathing room. Move this up there. I think it's better. Move this there, and this could be there, and I think it's coming alive little by little. So let's see what we could add to this. Let's double click. Let's add a bit of drop shadow. Okay, well let's try. Okay, I think that might be good enough. Bevel, I think I like the bevel, but not like it yet. Bevel, let's say I would love it to, okay, back to drop shadow. I think we could just go with this for now. Business and Entrepreneur Tech Festival, I think it's popping enough. And for the negative spacing, I would still love to do justice to this. Ctrl T, and let's be very careful here to avoid hitches, right? Ctrl T. Okay, I think I might not be able to work on that for now because, okay, what I can do is come to my date and time and just select all the layers, click here, hold shift, click here. I think this should work this time. Yeah, it should work. So Of course, I'm doing this because for a design like this, negative spacing is very important. So there should be some spaces that have no content. So finally, we'll come here, Ctrl G, and name it theme. All right, so we're getting there. It's getting better by the day. And finally, we're going to be having something else. We're going to be bringing in okay, a logo is not here. Okay, yeah, logo this there. So we're going to draw a circle, just to finish round this up. Circle, make it white. Let's see. I'm also considering the negative spacing. Ctrl T, reduce the size, push it up there a bit. Okay, let's bring in what I attempt to be the logo. So I got this from ChatGPT, Business and Entrepreneur Tech Festival. So nothing fancy. I did not design this myself in Adobe Illustrator, so you can see it's kind of imperfect, but I just wanted something that could talk about the brand, and that was it. There we have it. So let's zoom in a bit. Let's pan, zoom, let's make it smaller. I think that should serve. Ctrl 0. Okay, so we're having something that looks like this. I will call this to Ctrl G, call it logo. Okay, double click. Sorry, call this logo. We spent close to 40 minutes already. All right, so what do you think? I would love to still put in some finishing touches here. That is because I would want just to have some breathing room. Make this tiny enough here, bring it down a bit. Yes, something like this, like so. Okay, let's crank this up a bit. Sorry. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think this is getting better for me. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to drop this like 12 thereabouts, or maybe 11. Okay, so here, then keep this there, something like so. I think it breathes more. Okay, so this is what we have. So let's see it from the top. All right, so we have our we have a background layer, we have the speakers, we have the write-up, we have date and time, we have sponsors, we have theme, and we have logo. Okay, so this brings us to the second phase of this creative practicals. This is simple, this is basic. I try to keep it simple, not to bore you with some details, and I think this is good for us to go. So let's move on to exporting. So as usual, to export fast, just go to save as, click this, go to this first JPEG, and let's name it Second Practicals Working Export. Okay, export, Ctrl A, Ctrl C, and click save. Okay, I love using the maximum quality. Click save. I think I want to be sure I exported it to this folder. Didn't check though. Okay, I think that is okay. Where is that? Okay. All right, this is it here. This is the export. This is what it looks like. Let's see. Okay. All Alright, this was what we designed. It's the final export, though we had this in mind. Okay, so this is it. This was what I designed at first. Of course, I spent more time on this, but I didn't want to make the tutorial to be too long. Of course, the second way of exporting, which I think I've shared before, is file, export as, click there, and so you're here. You can choose okay, your quality. You could pick, let's say, yeah, JPEG or whatever. You could even downsize in terms of its dimension, your canvas size too. You could do a lot and you export, and you're sure to get something great. So I think that is that for that. Yeah, so we have it there, and I want to see what you've made. I want you to send me what's your final input, sorry, your final export. This is a simple flyer design. I didn't want to bore you with details. I just want us to keep it simple. Of course, the difference is quite much, but yeah, we hope you get the idea. So that is that for this class, and in the next practical, let me see if I have that. Okay, the next practical, we're going to be designing this together. So I think it's getting more and more like it. We're going to be designing this together, and let's see what we can garner. Okay, once again, have fun, and hoping to see you in the third practicals we'll be making in this creative phase. All right, thank you. Bye.